The latest trend of Nigeria's inflation rate is an indication of the unstable purchasing power of consumers. This implies that the general expenditure on goods and services purchased in the month of February increased drastically compared to other months of the year. According to National Bureau of Statistics, Nigeria's inflation rate rose to 18.17% in March amid accelerating increase in food prices, revealing that the Consumer Price Index, which measures inflation, increased by 0.82% in March 2021.
As at end of March 2021 is 18.17%. Interestingly, as at February, it was about 17%, as at January, it was 16%, and as at December, it was 15%. That means in the last 2 quarters, our inflation rate has been on a steady rise, and in the last quarter, we have had a rise of an average of about 1% every month. And I don't see April being a different month from that. I expect the inflation rate to still rise by about 1 or 1.2% for April also, with the current trend. What that means is this. It means that the amount of money we spent on goods and services in February is far higher than the amount of money we spent in March. In March, is far higher than the amount of money we spent in February. What that also means is that for every 100 naira you have, it is losing as much as somewhere close to 20 naira every year if the inflation rate remains what it is now, and in 5 years time your 100 naira will be equal to 0. That's what the inflation rate is saying, that your naira is losing value every day. The sad part is that savings today, the highest I think you can get is about 5%. I think deposit is about 9%, which means the inflation rate is beating these values. And whether you are whether you are fixing your money in the money market at 9% or you are putting it in the bank as savings at 5%, you are still losing value seriously at an 18.17% inflation rate. And the money in your pocket is actually reducing by that amount of 18.17%.
Consumption expenditure is an important factor in determining economic growth for any country. To further understand the food inflation rate, a visit to Ojota Market in Lagos, Nigeria, paints a clearer picture of changes in consumer prices.
It total change like 150,000 I need to increase on the cow. The cow like buy like 400,000 before. Now 5 something. Now it's too expensive. This one now is generally now maybe 300. Now it'll be 600 now. This one now is 800 now. Generally we sell on like 5. And they complain. The one they cut for us, they complain. Everybody they sell it, they short. Cobblers they complain. It's in they buy. The one I go buy like I go sell like 1,000 naira. Now they sell like 1,500. Money step no complaint.
Everything add money now because from January we are not. This market is the price is very low. But now the price we are buying this fish now is very costly in the market now. Fish of 500 naira is 700 naira now. Fish of 1,000 naira is 1,002 now. We are buying this bath, lowest money now. Everything has high because they are complaining bad because I have many customers, but now the little I don't have much customer because they are buying plenty, but everybody reduce their market because everything is a cost in the market. There is no money to buy it, no money. Everything we are selling, this fish now is costly. If you buy it, if people they are selling pepper soup, they buy it now. They are not complaining. Now we have nothing inside this market again. We are not seeing much gain inside again as before.
Jani se jale ti di tẹ́lẹ̀ 8,000 naira títí ó fi di 9,000 nísìn nínú ọ̀sẹ̀ ní tó ti di 8,000 wọ́n ti fi 4,000 lé torí 20,000 sí torí 12,000 sí 12,000 ní báyìí sí ní ẹja yìí carton kan 12,000.
The last time Nigeria recorded an inflation rate higher than 18.17% was in January 2017, when headline inflation stood at 18.72%. According to the Transport Fare Watch report recently released by the National Bureau of Statistics, bus fare paid by Nigerian commuters increased from an average of 208 naira 89 kobo recorded in February 2020 to 361 naira 3 kobo in February 2021. The latest figure indicates that Nigerians are spending more on transportation despite the spike recorded in the food prices in the country, especially in the south.
So what I expect government to do immediately is carry out, immediately take action with activities. One, to increase money supply in the system. Two is to increase activities that encourages increase in local supply of goods and services, such that we don't need to import, because increase in inflation means that the value of our naira is also dropping, and if the value of our naira is dropping, then automatically the dollar is getting stronger, and if the dollar is getting stronger, our economy is still import dependent, and that means we are losing value of our naira and prices are going higher. What you bought for $10 yesterday is still $10 today, but because of the inflation rate, if our naira, like a few years back, our naira was 160 naira to a dollar, today is getting close to 500 naira to a dollar. So that item is still $10, but we are now paying 5 times more. And if this inflation remains like this, you'll be paying probably 7 to 8 times more by the end of the year. So government needs to increase money supply in the system, also increase business activities by providing infrastructure. For example, power is a very expensive resource in this country, but it's supposed to be very available and very affordable generally. So that's something else they need to look at. And then they need to activate some other sectors that are already promising, like agriculture, like export. Then our unemployment rate is also a major issue, which is also a contribution to the increase in inflation. So they need to create new jobs, create more jobs, and encourage SMEs to create more, to grow more businesses, set up more businesses, because once that is done, automatically there will be more employment and people's disposable income will be higher. And if these are done, then the inflation rate over time will drop. But like I said, I don't see that happening in April. The drop should start in May if government does what they need to do.
In connecting Nigeria's inflation rates with reports on the country's exit from recession, the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry has warned that Nigeria's exit from recession should not be seen as signaling an end to her numerous economic woes, noting that rising consumer prices, weak employment level, lingering liquidity concerns in the foreign exchange markets, depressed purchasing power, and weak investor confidence had continued to be major factors stifling her economic growth. For High Impact Television, I'm Esther Kalu.